It's just y'all have had pretty good success in this rivalry over the last 4 seasons, and is it just a matter of just going in there and not really thinking about the rivalry too much and just taking care of business like you usually do?
Yeah, it's a little bit in between. Obviously, it's a rivalry game. It's rivalry week. Records go out the window. Even though we've had success in the last 4 years, they've been really close games, one-goal games each and every single time. They've got a good program. I think they're really playing their best soccer right now. But it's not just another game, right? There's a trophy that's there for that one game, and you get the winner gets the bragging rights for 365 days of the year. So we've got to make sure we kind of find that balance. It's the biggest game of the season because it's the next one. It just happens to be against our biggest rivals.
After the last game, Zoe and Hannah both talked about complacency and trying to avoid that after Georgia. You guys get after Arkansas,
Yeah.
You guys get the comeback win at Georgia, then you get the 5-0 win at Missouri. What's been the message this week to keep focused on this next one?
Same as when we talked after Arkansas is something that we as a coaching staff don't worry about because we have humble players with great character. We've got great leadership in the locker room. Nobody thinks, we've been there, we've done it, and we've made it kind of deal. We've got a clear mission statement that we want to achieve this year, and we've got 4 games left, of regular season. There's still a lot of really good teams that we've got to play, obviously with one coming up this Friday. So the focus this week, and the coaching staff has done an unbelievable job, is keeping things as tight as possible in terms of timing. We don't want to be too long doing certain things. We want to be as sharp as we can without wasting too much energy because it's that time of the season where physically and mentally people get tired. So you've got to be efficient with your time and theirs. So it's been a really good week of training, a lot of laughing, a lot of smiles, but they know it's just another week where we've got to go about and take care of business.
Coach, obviously you got girls like Maddie and Macy and so many other girls that have experience, especially in this rivalry game. What does that mean heading into the rivalry game to have those experienced players kind of tell some of the newcomers, transfers, freshmen that kind of what is at stake with this game?
It's massive. It's everything, to be honest. We've got a number of players, not just our seniors, that have been through this rivalry week, know what it's like to play in Oxford, know what it's like to play against a team that right now is fighting for their lives, right? So they've done a really good job of talking to the new players. We've obviously got 11 new players this fall that won't have played in those games. So, they've handled that in the locker room, and for us, that allows us to just concentrate on the things that we've already discussed.
And not just with Ole Miss, but all across the SEC with the success that you guys are having. Obviously, you mentioned that you guys had that target on your back. Just what is the message to the girls as far as, obviously coming out here and just playing your best every week, and especially against the competition that the SEC provides?
Yeah, just got to block out the noise. We try and keep everything in our inner circle. We talk about never getting too high, never getting too low, and just focusing on improving day in, day out. Come with your best effort, come with your best attitude, and if everybody does that, we'll be in a good spot. Like I said, we've had a great season and take nothing away from that, but if we don't take care of business in these next 4 games, what's it all for? And the girls at the beginning in August were clear in terms of what their mission statement was. And so in order to achieve that, you've got to turn up day in, day out, and thankfully so far that's what they've done.
I know Ole Miss hasn't won yet in the conference, but what makes them so dangerous?
Coach Rouse has got them playing the style that she wants, and they might have not had the results, that they will have wanted, but in each and every single game, they've caused the opponents a ton of problems. They've just maybe had some unlucky moments in certain times of the game, like against Missouri, it was 1-0 to Missouri, but Ole Miss misses a PK. Auburn 0-0, Ole Miss hits the crossbar. And you can keep going on and on. Every single game, they've created numerous chances. Obviously got a great goalkeeper. They're dangerous in the open field. They're good on set pieces. They're athletic. They know what they want to be and how they want to do that. So, for us, we don't underestimate anybody. We certainly don't underestimate them, particularly with it being a rivalry game at their field. It's certainly going to be a difficult task, and that's what we've been telling the players all week.
and you mentioned the job that the coaches have done in preparing your team for
Yeah.
this upcoming battle against Ole Miss, specifically with Coach Zimmerman. How has it been kind of being able to coach with him over the last few years? And, obviously he seems like the big hype man for the team, and especially for the student section and stuff in the West End. Just what has he kind of brought to the team over the last few years?
Coach Zimmerman, this is our team. He started with me on day one. Coach Stratton's been here now for 4 years, and Coach Drago in a short space of time has done unbelievable things. But Coach Zimmerman's like a brother to me. He's an incredible coach. Yes, he's the hype guy, but he's also very grounded. He's got a great relationship with the players. Incredible work ethic, incredible recruiter. And like I said, the biggest thing I can say is I consider this to be our program. He's everything you would ever hope for in an associate head coach, and him along with the rest of the staff, work day in, day out to put the best game plan possible going into each and every single game, and can't thank them enough. And also, the people around them that make similar sacrifices, because they're here a lot of the time. So I'm blessed to have an unbelievable staff, and Coach Zimmerman being here since day one. We've done this together.
And kind of looking at your own style of play, it seems like you guys have really been able to dictate games the way that you want to in pretty much every matchup this season. What's the process been like, over the years that you've been here to kind of get to this point?
Yeah, it's taken a while to get to this point. Coach Zimmerman has done a really good job in terms of dictating how we want to play, and putting the right pieces in the right spots. And then Coach Drago and Coach Stratton have done a really good job of tying that together in terms of our defensive intensity. So we're really good going forward. We're really good, obviously, defensively, but I think the transition piece is the biggest part, how the two tie together. Sometimes we can drop off and win the ball deeper, but a lot of times we can win the ball higher up the field, which means we're closer to their goal and we can get it to our special attacking players quickly. So it's taken a long time, and hopefully we're still a work in progress. Hopefully we haven't played our best soccer so far, but being really proud of the girls. And I think the one thing that you can look at, and it's not necessarily tactics or anything like that, it's just the intensity with which they play from the first minute to the last minute. They fight, they love to compete. They're never complacent, they're never cocky, but they're never overawed either, never intimidated. So when you've got a group of players like that, that can also do the defensive and offensive side of the ball, good things can happen. And set pieces as well has been important. I think we've improved on that this year on both sides of the ball. Coach Stratton's done an awesome job kind of taking a look at that and putting some different things in place. So far so good, but still a lot to play.
And in midfield, that's kind of the springboard for, starting those transitions and being able to, flip a team and flip the game on its head with players like Macy and Alana who, have that defensive prowess, the ability to scan and kind of turn possession around. As a coach, when you see players and you recognize talents like that, is it, I guess, a case of trying to get the best out of that, or is it, has it been a case of, maybe developing that a little bit in a specific direction?
Yeah, I mean, obviously Macy and Alana do an incredible job covering ground. I think that's the most important thing. They read the game really well. Defensively, they do a great job of screening in front of our back three. But you look at it like Alana made 29 runs into the box against Georgia as a holding midfield player. The last one, obviously, in the last 4 minutes to get the goal against Georgia. I think that says everything about her. Macy and her have a really good understanding of how to play with one another, and obviously that's taken time and development through the years. Particularly with Alana being gone for the spring and summer for the Olympics, it took a little bit of time for them to gel again. But then you've got, Ali Perry and Aitana in front of them that work really, really hard. They get all the praise for the offensive side of things, but a lot of times they set our press, and they know that they have to help us defend as well, and they're obviously game changers. And you got Hannah Johnson on one side and Kennedy, or other players in Esh that can play out wide, that can give us penetration in wide areas. And then you've got Zoe Main up front that we kind of looked into with an unfortunate injury to Maggie Wadsworth earlier on, and Zoe Main goes up front, and she's causing all sorts of problems up there right now as a little Energizer bunny. So overall, I think we're well balanced, and the midfield is kind of how we get things going for sure on both sides.
And do you guys have an update on Olivia?
Buxton right now, saw the doctor. At the moment, she's not going to be available for the foreseeable future. But she's doing great. She's optimistic. She's in good spirits. So we're just getting around her right now and giving her the support that she needs.
I know Allie has shown an ability to score in the past, but this year she's really taken off and leads you in goal scoring. I know she missed some time last year, but did you envision her to take this next step offensively?
Yes, to be honest, we had the pleasure of coaching Ali for a year and a little bit, right, before she got her injury in her sophomore year, and she was really starting to come along and develop, and she's a confidence player, and rightfully so, because she can do anything with the ball, and then she had that setback, but, the way that she responded to that and the hunger and how much she missed soccer, she was just chomping at the bit to get back. And last fall, she did some really good things. She just didn't get the opportunities that she wanted. So she's worked so hard in the off season, from the end of last fall to now, to just change herself physically. And now she's able to go for longer. She actually played her first 90-minute game the other day. I think it was against Georgia in her career, which says everything, because we don't want to take her off the field when she's doing the things that Ali Perry does. But she can dribble, penetrate. She can play a final ball. She can score from distance. She can score inside the box. She's great on set pieces. So, she's been an incredible player for us so far this season, and she's improving each and every single game. So excited to see what she brings on Friday night.